Okay, we will be conducting an interview on your immigration experience from what country
The Philippines.
to America.
Yes.
Okay, so what's your name and age?
Uh-huh.
What's your name and age?
My name is Mark Picasso. I am 44 years old this year, to 2025.
And what city were you born in the Philippines?
I was born in a place called Cabalonion in the Philippines.
And is that like?
It's about 6 hours or maybe 4 hours north from Manila. Yeah.
And what is your relationship to me?
You're dating my daughter.
And what is your native language / what languages do you speak?
Okay, so in the Philippines, so I was born around 1981, and I grew up in the Philippines for about 2 years, and so I did learn a little bit of Ilocano over there. Ilocano is a language over there, but it's not Tagalog, and it's less popular, but yeah. So I think it's the second most language that's spoken there. So that's my first language, and then I came here when I was 2, and so I grew up pretty much around English, like watching TV and stuff like that, and my parents would they would do both. They would talk to me in Ilocano and in English, and so I kind of picked it up like that. But my Ilocano is like grade school, so it's like maybe 4th grade level. So I can understand it, but I can't really speak that much.
So when you do speak Ilocano, do you speak it to your parents in like half English, half Ilocano?
I never speak in Ilocano unless I'm just joking around with family and friends and stuff like that. But actually, if I go to the Philippines, I'll try to speak Ilocano. But for the most part, people in the Philippines understand English, so I speak English.
Do you miss anything from your childhood home / do you miss anything that you no longer experience here?
I mean, okay, again, I grew up in America since 2, but when I was younger, I would go to the Philippines every summer. And so, not every summer, I would say maybe every 3 to 5 years growing up. And yeah, it's a lot different over there. It's slower, less technology and stuff. So, especially in a third world country and stuff like that. So you're just, we lived in a small town. It's not a big city. It's a province, so it's a provincial life. So, and we lived next to the beach. So yeah, it was fun.
Did you ever get in trouble, or like what's the worst thing that happened to you when you were younger?
So actually, it's funny because whenever I went to the Philippines, I would get like what they call disgrasya, meaning like something very bad happened to me. So like this one time I went over there, I was at the beach, and then I got hooked by fishing hook, and then on my foot, and then it got all messed up, and I had to take antibiotics. And that was one time. Another time, I got bit by a dog. That was another time. And then this one time, we were riding a motorcycle with my cousin, and then I was driving. He was in the back, and then all of a sudden we went through like this mosquito patch, so I was like, go like this, and then I reared into like a barbed wire fence, and so my leg got gashed with that. So yeah, so I got into a lot of trouble.
Okay. When you moved here, who did you move with? How old were you? And what grade were you?
So, when I was born in '81, my dad was actually already here in America because it was an opportunity for him to come at that time, so he needed to come at that time. And then so my mom stayed in the Philippines. She gave birth to me, and then she came with my dad. And so I grew up, my grandma raised me, my dad's mom, for 2 years. And then so she brought me here after that. I guess my dad had the opportunity to come here because his dad was in the military. So he's Filipino, but he migrated actually he registered in Ellis Island and everything, so you can look at his name, Agustin Picasso. So yeah, so he was doing odd jobs and stuff, but finally he joined the military, U.S. military, and so that's how the opportunity came.
Did he ever fight in the war?
Shoot. I think he was too late for World War II, but I don't know what was going on. He was probably in the war like around 60s or 50s or 60s or 70s. So whatever's going on at the time.
Why did you move? Like what push and pull factors caused you to move here?
Oh, well, of course, greener pastures, right? So America, the land of opportunity. The Philippines is a third world country, and so you have your opportunity to come here to make a better living. Then of course, come over here.
What was the hardest part of moving?
So, again, I was 2 at the time, so I don't remember much. So
or
yeah,
do you see like anything from your parents' perspective, like what was hard for them?
I guess if I had to put myself in their shoes, I would say family, because my dad's side, there were 3 brothers in total, and they were lucky to come here. My mom's side, actually, there were a bunch of them too. I can't remember them exactly now, but I guess maybe half of them are here now. So I guess I would say like family. So some family over there, some family over here.
What items and important things did they bring here from the Philippines?
I don't really know. I guess just whatever they had, on their backs, right? So.
What did your arrival look like? Did you already have any family or friends here?
I don't know what my arrival looked like, but we did have pictures. I don't know where they are now, but I was young, and then one funny story I guess they told me is like at San Francisco Airport I had to pee, and so I just pulled down my pants and went pee right there on the street because that's what we do in the Philippines. So.
Do you remember any challenges you faced when you first arrived? It's fine.
Yeah, no. I guess okay. So if I can speak on my parents, it's their first time here. It's English is their second language and stuff, and my dad, he graduated, I believe it was electrical engineering in the Philippines, but you can't use that credential over here. So he was in electronics, and so that's how what he got into over here, especially in the Bay Area. And so yeah.
What was your first job and what did you learn from that?
Well, my first job, it was my freshman year at Silver Creek High School. It was a career day, and Great America was there, and so I went to the booth. I was like, "Hey, I work there," and so that was my first job, freshman year.
How much you get paid?
Shit. It was like $4.75 starting, maybe $5.25. They went up like $7.50, and then so yeah. It was back in like what? It was I graduated in '99, so 96.
Did you ever experience discrimination?
Not really. I mean, like discrimination or like racism. A lot of people here in the Bay Area, they're mixed and stuff like that, and so we get a lot of that. Maybe just jokingly, but when you're younger, you probably feels like it's not a joke, but now it's just like whatever.
What difference do you notice between your home country's government and this country's government?
The difference?
Yeah.
So like both governments are pretty much corrupt, but I guess America is different. We get away with it more, and they're like the strongest country in the world, so they can do whatever they want.
Did you ever experience any culture shocks, and what new traditions did you learn?
It's funny. When I went back to the Philippines, that's when I experienced culture shock. So like seeing kids on the street like selling cigarettes or begging for money and stuff like that. People living under highways. That was the culture shock to me.
If you could follow your dreams with no limitations, what would you do?
So, I mean, I'm in engineering right now, and that's what I wanted to do growing up because it's in the Bay Area. So that's when I went into computer engineering, computer science. But if I wanted to, probably my dream job would be to be an astronaut, I guess.
An astronaut?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, little Mars.
Astronaut.
Do you have a favorite childhood memory, or a favorite memory about the Philippines? Or anything?
there are a lot of memories in the Philippines, but yeah, I guess all the memories that I remember was just the discussion stuff, like being next. But I mean, the Philippines, it's different. I love that place, and so just being in the Philippines.
What advice would you give your younger self?
That's a good one. I guess don't stress too much. Just go with the flow.
Okay, what was your first meal here, and what was your favorite meal in the
In
Philippines?
the Philippines. Well, I mean, I don't know what first meal was, but my I guess burgers, steaks, my favorite American meals, and then Filipino meals. You have your dinner dinuguan, as it's called. It's called chocolate meat. That's like an acquired taste, but that always brings me back. So
Oh, what was the dish again?
it's called dinuguan in Tagalog or dinar dinuguan in
And can you
Ilocano.
like briefly explain? This?
So it's to English speaking people, we say it's chocolate meat because it's like brown like chocolate, but it's just meat, and then it's brown because the soup part of it is pig's blood, cooked pig's blood, and so yeah, now it's delicious. You put vinegar in there, you put some chilies.
Yeah, I had pizza. Okay, that'll be the end of your interview. Thank you so much for letting me talk to you about this experience, and that'll be it.
Yay.